Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here with Ian Wisdom. Ian actually manages and runs our Okotoks regional office, which, Ian, how long have you been doing that for now?
We've been down there about 10 years now.
That is incredible. And you have, we were just chatting about this before the meeting, but we think that the CIR office there is the largest.
It's the largest in terms of the numbers of agents with that office. I think very close behind is RE/MAX's Signature. But at the moment, I think we're still kind of number one in terms of number of agents.
And you've been managing that. Were you the first person to start that office?
Yep.
That was you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we were.
Very cool.
That's outstanding. And it's one of the things that we do as a brokerage, and we were talking about this beforehand, about educating some people about how the satellite offices work. But we don't let just anybody open up and run the satellite because you don't want to throw out a banner, fly the CIR flag, and then have the doors closed right away. So Ian's been someone that we put our faith into and came prepared and prepared a business plan and everything else throughout the process. That will be a topic for another meeting, but you've represented us so well, Ian. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Okotoks in general. Give us an overview. What's happening in the market? How's the market?
The market down there is depends on your perspective again, whether you're a buyer or whether you're a seller.
Yeah.
Looking at the statistics based on April last month, the number of listings is really no different to what we would normally expect. So from a seller's perspective, it's very similar in terms of the number of properties that's actually on the market. From the number of sales, that is definitely down compared to what we would normally expect. So, you know, it is a slower market than what we would normally expect, but there is still activity going on. And compared to the rest of the foothills area, which obviously Okotoks comes under, something like 50%, 54% of all of the sales that happen in the foothills area are actually in Okotoks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
I know that in the past that some of the new developments and new builds, that played a significant role on general retail. How is that fitting into things now?
The way that it seems to be going at the moment is that there's really Okotoks is getting built out in terms of its existing developments. There's really only a few pockets that are left that are still being developed by the builders, which is Cimarron, Westmount, Air Ranch, part of Drake Landing, and just over on the east side, there's a little bit of development still going on over there. So really there's not an awful lot more development room currently available, but there will be more stuff coming on, you know, as they develop more land.
Yeah.
Ready.
Do you find that it's price range dependent now? What price ranges are moving really well? Which ones are lagging?
Absolutely. If you were looking, and this is where, you know, if you're looking at the way the market is at the moment, you could say it's almost a balanced market, but that really depends upon what segment you're actually looking in.
Right.
If you're looking in the section between 350,000 up to 600,000, that market is pretty active.
Right.
And even now, we're still occasionally seeing competing offers going on in those kind of price ranges. Right. But anything below that and anything above that is really quite slow. So things like apartments, townhouses.
Even the lower price ranges.
Even the lower price ranges.
And is that just, there's just a lot of inventory in there?
I think that's part of it. I think there's also the fact that some of the buyers are still sitting on the fence to see what's going to happen. Just as an example, I've got a listing in Cimarron, which is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom end unit, underground parking for $219,000, and we have not had one single showing on it.
Wow.
But when you look at what else is out there, there's at least another 24 apartments in Okotoks. So you don't have that many people necessarily looking for apartments in Okotoks.
I guess you have like inner city Calgary where you have the young professionals looking to get in the market, to walk to downtown, it's probably not the same
No.
in Okotoks.
No.
Interesting, different demographics, different reasons for living out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I have, speak to this a little bit, and this is, I haven't been following this in forever. And so this is kind of old news, but obviously, but I don't think everybody knows, but obviously there was a time where development in Okotoks was going to be really restricted, and that had something to do with water and resources and whatnot. So getting into Okotoks while you still had a chance to get into Okotoks was a pretty big deal. And then how many years ago was it where that all changed, and they decided that Okotoks was just going to grow? And just if you could speak to that a bit and how that's affecting the market
It
there.
was really literally within the last year. I think there
Wow.
was a lot of talk about it growing, and there was a lot of people not wanting it to grow. But I
Yes.
think now it's got to a stage that people recognize that Okotoks has to grow.
Right.
And that really came about as a result of the water issue, because the water issue was really the big thing
Right.
against the growth of Calgary, against the growth of Okotoks. So that's what they've really overcome. They've dealt with that water issue, and now I think what you're going to see is a very similar extent of growth to what you have seen in Airdrie. over the
Oh,
last
wow.
few
So in
years.
terms of your commercial and your just business development in general, and more rec stuff coming in, is that expected to just?
Well, it already has. We've already got big box stores.
You guys got a Costco.
We've got a Costco.
So you've made it. You got a
Yeah,
Costco.
yeah, exactly. So and I was thinking about this morning, that really the only thing that we don't have that Calgary has got is a major furniture store. We've got everything else. We've got car dealerships. We've got all the big
Yep.
box stores, like I say, Walmarts and Costco's and that kind of thing. But so really, other than looking for furniture, there's no other reason to leave Okotoks and come to Calgary,
We look,
other than work, maybe.
Cochrane's
Yeah.
the same thing, actually, where we said there's no home furnishing stores. There's no
Same thing, it's
like
crazy
a
to
Bed
me.
Bath and Beyond type thing.
For how many young couples and first-time home buyers often you get that are kind of, or even not even first-time home buyers, but you have your city people who are living in, an apartment, a townhouse, something like that, and you have a bit more money, so you want a little bit bigger of a yard and a house. You can't necessarily afford it in Calgary, so you look at Cochrane. Those people are probably buying their first kitchen set and dining room set and furnishing their bathrooms. It's crazy to me that these places
Yeah.
don't have a Pier 1 or a Bed Bath and Beyond or something.
So-
Anyways, business opportunity.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, actually, first of all, you are using the new stats package,
Yep.
which was just released, which actually is separated out now, where they have the city of Calgary and then they have the surrounding areas, so you can get more granular information on Foothills and Okotoks specifically. How do you like the new package?
It's great. It's way, way better than what it was before. The information that we had before was so vague. It just included everything outside of Calgary, and
Right.
it was really difficult to
Yep.
sort of do any kind of statistical analysis specific to the area that you were particularly working in. Now we can look at, what's Okotoks doing, what's Black Diamond doing, what's Turner Valley doing,
That
what's
is
High
so
River
great.
doing, etc.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's switch gears for a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you adopted Best My Nest really quickly, and what did you like about Best My Nest first of all that sort of caught your eye?
One of the key things that I believe, and this comes back to my philosophy about the way that I market my business, myself, is I'm a great believer in giving starts the receiving process.
Right.
You can spend an awful lot of money on general advertising and marketing that goes out to the general public, but you really have no control over who comes back to you. It's almost like throwing a cup of water into a lake, and what difference does it make, kind of thing.
It's hard to get feedback and it's hard to measure.
Exactly. Whereas with my existing database, if I'm giving them something, and I then can see that I'm starting to receive stuff back from them. So I'm a great believer in that philosophy, giving starts the receiving process. And so as part of that, the Best My Nest was a great way to do that, is to provide my clients with something that nobody else can actually provide them with.
Awesome. And you've actually used one of the, I think right now we have over 70 Best My Nest vendors. And one of our goals, and Ian, you being here, is ideally, and we've done this for Red Deer, but we'd really like to be able to have at least 10 in every single regional office that we serve. So, anybody who's working in Airdrie, Cochrane, Okotoks, if you send us some of your, send us some cool businesses, we'd love to reach out. But you've used one of our vendors. Tell us who they were and what your experience with them was, because that's important.
Okay, the company that I used was W&J Heating Limited. I'd never heard of them before. I'd never used them before. And in actual fact, how it started was I had problems with my furnace at home. And I actually started off by just calling local people. I Googled a couple of different companies locally to where I live. I live just outside of Langdon, so fairly rural. And so I wanted to get somebody from either Langdon or from Chestermere. And I tried 2 companies. I tried one in Chestermere, first of all, and they said, oh, we don't go out to where you live. So, okay, fine.
Shoot, yeah.
So I then found another one, like I say, in Langdon, which is literally just down the road from where I live, and contacted them. They said, oh, we can't come out straight away. We can't come out for a couple of days, but we can put you in touch with one of our associates, one of the other companies that we work with. Guess who it was? It was the same company that I'd previously tried who said that they didn't come out.
Oh no, oh no.
Area. So on that basis, I said, oh, I'm sorry, but I don't want to deal with you. If initially you said you weren't prepared to come out to
And just get it running around, yeah.
Yeah. So I then thought, well, hang on a minute. I've got Best My Nest. I've got the ability to not only use somebody who is recommended, but also get a discount.
Yeah.
So I contacted the company, and they said, right, okay, we can get out to you this afternoon. That kind of blew my mind, because normally you have to wait a day or two. And so they came out, they did a fantastic job, and like I say, I got a 10% discount on the cost.
Perfect.
And they didn't charge me a premium for coming out of
Oh,
Calgary
as someone
to
who
where I
lives out
live.
of town,
Yeah.
when somebody doesn't charge you a premium for that, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
That
so
was
nice.
W&J Heating.
W&J Heating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you also attended the Real Estate Off the Record event and the trade show. What was your experience at that? Was it good? Did you have clients come with?
I didn't. No,
Okay.
I just came on my own.
Nice.
Again, this was going back to giving starts the receiving process. Whenever I have anything like that where I can offer something for free, like a seminar, I send it out to all of my clients. Obviously, it's up to them whether or not they
Yeah,
attend.
totally.
Like I say, I attended the presentation or the seminar on the basement systems.
Oh, right, yes.
And I learned so much from that. It was great.
It was unbelievable to listen to somebody talk about basements and water for that long and it be that interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little bit nervous, but he was so smart.
And he put it over in such a simple way that even me as a novice can understand.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. And I heard feedback on that, and that it was just outstanding. Like you said, to find someone that has that passion for it. And that's what's so cool about Best My Nest is that most of these people are local, not everyone necessarily, but
it's
like,
our goal.
Yeah,
Independent local companies.
And one of the things is just that like they care so much about what they do, and they want to do good by us because we're giving them exposure and they're helping us out. And anytime that we can help people like that, that's awesome. And Ian, someone like yourself that's a leader in our brokerage and is taking advantage of it, to hear the success stories on that is absolutely outstanding.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, thank you for participating. And yeah, if you know any great Okotoks companies, let us know. We'll try and build them up in your area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ian,
Well,
thank you so much for joining us on the show, and we'll be back with Steve Phillips talking about realtor to realtor smooth transactions.
thank you.
Thank you.